What it do? Welcome into Seahawks Today. I'm your host, Will Ortner, and do you like the Falcons' new logo? I think it looks pretty sweet. I think a lot of people in Atlanta are really excited about the dumpster fire that is the Atlanta Falcons. And I'll be honest, going into the season, I thought the Falcons were going to be a pretty darn good team. And at the end of this year, I think that they're going to have a new head coach. I think that Raheem Morris is a dead man walking right now. I think that you went into it excited about a young rookie QB. He's not playing for you. You went into the season excited about what your defense could turn into. They've been okay, but they're not really stopping anybody. And offensively, when guys aren't injured, aside from one dude, they're really just not performing. We're going to dive into what the struggles are for the Atlanta Falcons and why that's pretty darn good news for your Seattle Seahawks. But before we do, head on over to social media at Will Ortner on Twitter and on Instagram, constantly posting about the Seattle Seahawks. And really help me out over on Instagram. I am just 7 new followers away from 1,100 followers on Instagram. So help me out. Go and follow us over on Instagram. Now, head coach Mike Macdonald has got to be licking his chops. I understand that he doesn't really have a big meal on Thanksgiving. I hope I heard that right. It sounded like when he was talking about his Thanksgiving meal, it was a little bit lighter than most, but I think the defense and head coach Mike Macdonald, he's going to feast this Sunday against the Dirty Birds, and the main reason is this guy's playing QB. It's been a very rough year for Kirk Cousins. He's obviously right around that 64% completion mark, but again, he has only played in 5 games or so this season because he's been the backup. The yards per game, very, very small, and he's not getting this team across the end zone. Now, he's not turning the ball over, but that might change just a little bit on Sunday. I think Kirk Cousins is washed. I think it's done. I think it's over. I don't think they have a good enough offensive line to keep him upright. He's not mobile. There's a reason why they went to Michael Penix in the first place, and I don't think it was an unfair move to go to Michael Penix at the beginning of the year. They're having to turn back to Kirk Cousins, and I think that you are going to see this defensive line really exploit some of the issues that the Falcons have, and I know there haven't been a ton of sacks so far this year for the Falcons. They haven't gone up against a defense like you have here in Seattle. Your 4th sack getter, first of all 4 of your top guys getting sacks, they're on your defensive line. Your 4th guy has 5 on the year, and he also has 2 touchdowns and caused another touchdown for you. Leonard Williams is unblockable, and he's been absolutely disrespected in the Pro Bowl voting. The fact that he's 9th for his position is going to lead to him having a pissed-off performance. And Byron Murphy, that dude's unblockable in the middle. When I look at this crew, I think that they might really get after Kirk Cousins. He hates it when there's pressure in his face. He is a traditional quarterback in that sense. When people dial up pressure against him, that's when he makes mistakes. He throws the football away. Now, at the time of this recording, it is unclear whether Drake London will be playing or not be playing. Whether he's playing or not, I think that the pressure is going to get to Cousins early and often, and he's going to make a lot of mistakes, either leading to a bunch of sacks or he's just going to throw the ball up for grabs. That's where the safeties and the corners come in and make big interceptions. I want you to predict it, though. I think you're going to see a lot of sacks for the Seahawks. It might be a 5, 6, 7 number for the Seahawks. How many sacks will Seattle get on Sunday? Let me know down below in the comments. Now, I do have to be honest. This is an honest show. This is an honest program. I'm an honest man. I'm scared of Bijan Robinson. The running back out of Texas is a absolute workhorse. And he's the traditional do-it-all type of back. And when I say traditional, I mean in the sense of comparing him to an Alvin Kamara, comparing him to a Christian McCaffrey. This guy is their entire offense and is really the only reason that you've seen any success from the Falcons offense this season. He's going to have well over 200 carries on the season, might get close to that 300 mark. Receptions-wise, he's going to get close to that 80 mark. He gets the ball out of the backfield consistently this season, and he's going to be one of the top all-purpose guys finding the end zone, both on the ground and through the air. He is a matchup nightmare, and he's great at causing missed tackles. He's great at forcing defenders to think he's going to be in one spot and then boop, 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 gone. He's in a different spot almost entirely. His elusiveness is what has made him so effective, and the Seahawks cannot miss tackles against him. When you look at the tackle leaders for the Seahawks, it is led by a group of linebackers, which is what you want. And in Mike Macdonald's system, you want your safeties coming downfield hard, making tackles. They are also the touchdown-saving tackle players. So Coby Bryant, Ty Okada, if they're not letting guys get past them, well, then the other team can't score. They're the last line of defense for you. Hopefully, Ernest Jones and Drake Thomas take care of business and don't let Bijan Robinson get to either one of those players. But if they do, you have to get Bijan Robinson on the ground. A big performance by him, which we've seen him have multiple throughout the year, could make things very interesting down in Atlanta. I've been pretty honest. I'm a little bit scared of Bijan Robinson on Sunday. If there's anyone that could keep the Falcons in this game, it's him. There are very few special players that can compete the way that he does and carry an offense the way that he does. Bijan Robinson is one of those players. We see it a lot in San Francisco with CMC. Does Bijan scare you for Sunday? Yes or no down below in the comments. We do have a potential issue on the offensive side of the football that I do want to dive into, though. I still think that you're going to be okay. This is a good news video anyways, but it is important that we at least mention it. But before that, I need to let you know about my good friends over at PrizePicks. It is the holiday season, the best time of year for sports. Bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It is all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy the girl, what to eat, which game to watch, there is one place where it feels good to be right. PrizePicks. They got a new feature alert. PrizePicks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. On PrizePicks, how you play is up to you. If you want some flexibility, choose Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. No matter your play, PrizePicks is a great way to put your takes to the test. I have a 3-pick Power Play for this weekend's action. JSN, more on his receiving yards get-back game. Kenneth Walker, more on his rush plus receiving TDs. Kirk Cousins, against this defense, less on his pass yards. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. The Falcons defensively are really strong in their front seven, which is surprising to say because if you know anything about the Atlanta Falcons, for a very long time, they have been horrible in the front seven. Their secondary's been okay, but the front seven was weak. And then they made a decision in this last draft to go and get 2 edge rushers, Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr., and they have been absolutely fantastic for them. Although I will say that my guy, Brandon Dorless, shout out the Ducks, quack, quack, is leading the team in sacks. What you will notice is those are the Falcons' top 3 sack getters right now on the season. All 3 of them play in that front seven. And that's not even mentioning a couple of the other horses that they have in that defense. I worry about the offensive line in this game. I just want to be honest with you. After watching what Brian Flores and that Vikings defense did to the Seahawks, it at least perked my eyes up. What will this offensive line be able to do? Now, to be clear, this offensive line unit is more than likely going to be the crew that goes out for the game. It does sound like Anthony Bradford's elbow injury is going to be okay. Don't be shocked if you see a little bit of Christian Hinds working in potentially after Bradford's poor performance. What the difference is between what the Falcons are going to do and what the Vikings did. And this is what worries me a little bit because it would present a different issue. Brian Flores schemed up a bunch of blitzes that got guys free. Brian Flores did a great job of confusing the offensive line, specifically that right side of the offensive line. The Falcons Now, they are in that 3-4 kind of style. They're going to bring a variety of different blitzes, expect someone to add every single play at minimum. What the Falcons like to do at the same time is trust that their guys are going to go out and win one-on-one matchups. It's one thing to be confused and get beat because hopefully you can fix that later on. But if you're getting out-muscled, out-speeded, out-sped, whatever, getting beat around the edge because the other guy is faster than you, that is a problem that the Seahawks have not shown yet. I do believe that this offensive line can go out there and go mano-a-mano with the Falcons' defensive front seven. If they are, then the Seahawks are going to have a great day. You're going to run all over the Falcons. Sam Darnold's going to have plenty of time to throw the football. JSN's going to go back and have another big game. Cooper Kupp's going to get into the end zone. You're going to have a lot of fun offensively. But if this offensive line cannot slow down that pass rush and cannot get the run game going, the Falcons are going to get real frisky in this one. So you got to make sure you take care of that offensive line unit. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Help us out. We're always trying to grow. We're on the road to 77K. Help us out there. And of course, remember, follow me on social media. I'm always tweeting and posting about the Seattle Seahawks on both Twitter at Will Ortner and Instagram at Will Ortner. Sometimes the content on there doesn't get onto the show. So if you want extra Seahawks content, I am a great follow. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next time.